Yo, 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 yo. We coming to you live. 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 It is Matt and Rico. Special comic haul for you all. Kicking rounds for the house. Rico, are you ready, my friend? Are you ready?
Man, call me.
So give y'all some backstory on this. So me and Rico, of course, last week on Heritage was the I guess you would call it what, semi-annual, because they do it every so many months, semi-annual Matt Baker auction.
Yeah.
And so it could not be a true Matt Baker auction without either one of us being on it, but instead we both were on the phone during the auction. And so we picked up some massive books that we were tight-lipped about, and they have both arrived relatively quick. Shout out to Heritage for getting them here.
Yeah, relatively quick for real. Yours came what, a week ago?
Yeah, mine came a week ago. So yeah,
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so normally it takes Heritage a little while to get stuff out, man, but they were moving quick on these. So we got them, and we had said that once they hit the once we got them in the mailbox, we would do a haul video for you all, and we've also got a few other things we'll show, man. But Rico, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's get some music up in here.
Man, let's get it popping, man. This is exciting, man. Mine just came in today, right? And I was very shocked because I just got my confirmation, when they send you out the FedEx confirmation, maybe a couple of days ago. So I was like, okay, but then we had a hurricane come through right after. Okay, that's probably going to push the book. So I probably won't see the book till maybe later in the weekend or next week. All of a sudden, man, the storm, thankfully, man, thank God for us, man, in our area, man, we were, we didn't really experience it as bad as some of the surrounding areas did. So everything was kind of back to business as usual. You know what I mean? But hey, man, first of all, I got to say this, man. Shout out to Matt, man. Matt called. When I had heard about the auction, I was at first, my intention was to go after some of the original art. And there was only one page that didn't have any, the quote unquote good girl.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that I think sold relatively inexpensive. All the other ones, sold for a significant amount. Once I saw what those prices were going, I was like, I'll tap out. And then when you called me, you was like, yo, man, guess what I just picked up? I was like, what? You shared it with me. Then of course now I gotta light up heritage.com. I had to go on there. I'll go there. So let me go in and just see what else is up here popping. I'm scrolling through, and me and you talking at the same time. I see the specific book. Mind you, out of all the Matt Baker books I own, I still at that time hadn't owned a 7 Seas. Luck may have it, number 3 was actually the one I wanted because of some of the things we're going to talk about today, right? And when I saw you, I remember I came up later behind you because I was kind of messing with you. I was like, yo, man, can you believe what that thing sold? He's like, man. And all of a sudden I took a screenshot and I sent it to you like, oh, you got it. I was like, yeah, man. So I could not believe what that book sold for. I could not believe what it sold for, man. I could not have paid for that book fast enough. I wanted that book here as soon as possible. So, hey, you just let me know how you want to start. Want me to go, you go, how you want to do it, man. So we'll just go from there.
All right. Shout out to the chat, bro, man. Sham, I see you out there, brother. Barbarian Kung Fu in the building. That's right, Shan. Tight lips. I didn't say nothing to nobody. Nobody knew about it except Rico, the only person that knew that I even got this. So I'm going to start reverse. I'm not going to go all the way to the big. I will say this. I did pick up another Matt Baker book that came in. I got this. Shout out to the brother on Instagram. And shout out to Stone Cold Steve for inboxing me. This one gentleman, man, he had a couple of books up there. And this one I'm going to get pressed and clean. But this is a Saint.
Ooh.
This is a Saint classic Matt Baker cover.
Classic Matt Baker cover, man.
So for the price I got it, I said, you know what, it's cheap, because I was actually eyeing one a little bit more expensive. So I was glad that I got that one instead.
Yeah. Now that you didn't get that from the Heritage auction, right?
No. But I did. No, no, no. So if you want to, I show one, you show one.
All right.
Surprise you were telling me about, man.
I'll do the surprise. So, not quite a week ago, you were out of town, and you were showing me this a specific book. You was like, "Yo, man, guess what I found?" And it was this.
Yeah, I'm glad you said.
Yeah.
Glad you said.
Go grab the book, man. And so we were trying to do research on this particular book. It was an Uncle Tom's Cabin book. I had never seen that cover before, and we were trying to find out the date, the year. We found out it was like what 1911, early 1900 book.
Yeah.
And so you know me, man. Once I see something, man, I gotta start digging. So I was able to find.
Let's hold them up together.
Yeah, let's hold them up, man. Let's hold them up.
Hold them up together.
Look at that.
Look at that. Uncle Tom's Cabin from 1915.
Man, crazy. And the reason why I really like this book a lot, I collect early golden age, platinum age, black children's books as well. Early ones. And what I love about this is the art on the cover. It kind of gives you that old, early platinum age, black comic illustration vibe. It's amazing. So when I saw it, man, so shout out to you, man, because I started looking for it. And when I found it, I was like, oh, I hope this thing come in time.
You had to do some digging, man. We'll get into that album. You had to get some digging.
Bro, I told you now, I got a couple online honey holes. And I say online honey hole. I know a couple little places where you can find some old archive, old stuff that I found that I just kind of keep real close to my chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So in addition to picking that up, of course, we got the books from Heritage. So we'll go ahead and show our Heritage books, man. So we won't hold y'all too long. So this book here is, y'all know this year I've got the Phantom Ladies, 7 Seas. But finally, I got a massive Matt Baker book. This is a book that just slips under the radar. A lot of people don't know what it is, but shout out to Rico for filling me in on it. And so when I saw it up for Heritage, I bid on it, and I did not expect to win it, but when the final bid went in and I didn't get any competition, I couldn't believe I won it. And so I was like, sweet. So I was so excited. And that's when I called Rico. I was like, hey, man, I got it, man. I finally got it, bro. Because we had been talking about it. We've seen a couple of wild sales there the last several months. And so one sitting on eBay for a king's ransom. Another one sold not too long ago for a king's ransom. And for to get this at the price I got it, it was just like no brainer. So no brainer. So we have Jumbo Comics 69, the very first Matt Baker published work.
Classic.
And cover.
Classic.
So this is get ready to get off to get sent off to get graded.
Hold on. You pull mine up too.
Hold them up.
Too, so we can let them know how we roll up here.
That's it. We rolling heavy.
Rolling heavy, man.
So yeah, I am thrilled, man, to have this, man. It's a lot going on this cover too, man. There's a lot going on this cover. You got a lot of stuff going on. You got slaves for the white sheik, and you got the black slaves there, and then you got a black man who drew the cover, which makes it even crazier. So this is definitely a historical piece of comic lore right here, man. To be able to have the very first Matt Baker published work right here, man. So this is way up the totem pole of my Matt Baker books, man. So.
And I think, man, like I think what we may be sharing today might be, if you want to talk about top 5 Matt Baker books, the Jumbo 69 you have in your hand has to be number one.
Yeah.
Because it put him on the map. It began his journey. We wouldn't be where we are today as far as Phantom Lady, and all these other great comic books that we have, man. Canteen Kate. It all begins with that book that you just shared in your hand. And remember, it was only a few years ago that the buzz came out where it was like, okay, this is actually indeed his first published work. And then if you notice, the books begin to spike. And now that we're kind of in this market, the book is still performing well, like most Golden Age books are. But it's actually now at a point where people can actually come in and steal it, because still very few people know about this book. It's still, in my opinion, under the radar. Very few people really understand the significance of this book. So when you talk about, look, I hate to get into the must-have books, but if you are a serious Matt Baker collector and you want your collector to reflect the Matt Baker experience, his journey, all his great works, that's a book you got to at least, go after. That's a book I would always recommend, to add to the collection, man. So congratulations, man.
Appreciate that, brother. So another must-have, I'm gonna let you show the other must-have.
So once again, man, I just got to give a shout out to Matt, man. If you had not called, man,
you gonna miss out. That's what happened. You missed out, bro.
I would have missed out on this book because I was only focused on the art at that time.
Yeah.
And when I saw this book, I was like, this book, in my mind, I'm thinking this book gonna go for at least, I'm thinking at minimum $5,000.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I knew it wasn't gonna go as high as number 4, because number 4 is similar to Phantom Lady 17, where it kind of has a certain level of mystique about itself. It's a sought after book. That cover kind of, people connect with that cover. They go after that cover. But when you talk about a book with historical significance, like, what do we know Matt Baker for? He's known good girl art.
Good art, yeah.
Matt Baker is the king. He's the person that personified how women were drawn in comics. And that's why, if you notice, even though a lot of his books, if not all of his books, will go for a premium, because think about it, no other artist. We know what L.B. Cole covers go for. We know what Schomburg covers go for. We know what Barks covers go for. We know what Frazetta covers go for.
Yeah. Cole.
L.B. Cole, all of them. But one thing about Baker is Baker does something very unique. It's not just his covers. Once you find out he did anything in the book, the price goes up.
Yeah.
It's a premium assigned to that book, because now it's considered a Matt Baker book. And people want it just because he had a hand in it. You can't say that for a lot of artists. Matt Baker is like in a league of his own when it comes to that.
Yep.
And so this particular book, the reason why I was so excited to have this book is because 7 Seas, those are some of his most expensive books to own. You know this because you were able to acquire one earlier this year.
And yeah.
It's hard to get though. Like you talk about, it's like Phantom Lady, and then it's like 7 Seas. It's like you got to go crazy to get. It's
romance books, and romance books going through the roof now, man.
Romance books, man. And so number 3 was one I've always wanted because we know Matt Baker for good girl art. This is considered his very first ever good girl art cover.
Yeah.
But most importantly, this is the first cover art he did for the whole 7 Seas run, because it's the first cover appearance of South Sea Girl, who her first appearance was issue number 1, but she didn't make her first cover appearance till number 3.
Yeah.
So look, without holding y'all back too long, man, I'm just so excited, man, about this book, man. What y'all looking at is 7 Seas number 3, man. Like, bro, I'm on cloud now right now, man. Like, to own this book, and let me tell you something, man. Shout out to Heritage, man, for like not really marketing this book, because look, Heritage is the real deal. They look. Shout out to Heritage, but if like about a year or so ago when they did that last Matt Baker auction, bro, they spent well over a week advertising that auction. Matter of fact, they even did a whole thing on YouTube advertising the auction. So the fact that they just kind of said, we're just going to just do another Matt Baker auction, we're not really going to go and put all that energy like we did before. And remember, in this particular auction, they had a lot of raw books. They had a lot of ungraded books. And so there was only a little graded books kind of sprinkled in. So I think a lot of people slept on this auction.
It was not talked about, man. I looked on several of the groups I'm in on Facebook and online. And nobody was talking about it, man. So
dude,
Only reason I knew is I checked my email one day.
Yeah.
And saw the the reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! And I was like, well, if I know about it, that's how I said. I said, well, that's why I never even mentioned it to you. I said, well, if I know about it, Rico know about it. So I was like, I ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah. And I was going after the art, and then when I saw all the art with kind of the good girl art, original art, kind of going for ridiculous price, I was like, man, I didn't want the other one. That one kind of didn't, because it didn't have any women on it, and it's kind of like Matt Baker covers. Yeah, you got Matt Baker cover. Matt Baker did Lassie, right? Matt Baker did a lot of covers.
Yeah,
but those covers with women on it, those are the ones people want. Those are the ones that people go after. And this book pretty much, I think there was only 5 to 7 books.
Oh, it was 4 on the census, if I can remember.
No, I meant that predate.
Oh, okay.
Predate this book.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, this is his first good girl cover art.
Yeah.
Before Phantom Lady, before Ruler, this one came first, even before all the other 7 Seas covers.
Yeah.
And the fact that Heritage did not have any of that important information, bro, on their auction subscription, all I gotta say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go buy something probably again just to show y'all some love. I don't know what I'm gonna buy on Heritage site. But I just gotta go show y'all some love and buy something else. Because this right here, bro.
Hey man, like I said, we went through rated Heritage. Shout out to Heritage Auction, man, for those books, man. Glad we were able to pick it up. Like he said, Barbarian said, yeah, nobody keyed me into it either. Yeah, no, it was not talked about, man. It was not talked about. Jacob, what's going on, brother? Not talked about, man. So once again, we just want to hop on and show some of those, man. We're gonna be back this weekend here on the Comic Hall crew, and so hope everybody is doing well. Rico, congratulations, my friend. Welcome to the 7C committee. Glad to have you in there, brother.
Appreciate it. Congratulations to you too, man. Jumbo 69.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. So I think me, you, and maybe Alan might be the only 3 people I can think of that might actually have the first Matt Baker covers. I don't even know if Alan has it.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Phil has one.
Phil got one. Okay, Phil. It's not many.
No, it's only a handful. Only a few people that got in that book, man.
It's under 10 that we know. Yeah. So
small number. Yeah, small fraternity.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we both got those in the PC, man. So that's when you get something like that out the way, it's just like a whole life is a lot easier.
Yeah, bro, anything else, man, is just icing on the cake, brother.
Yeah. Somebody asked me, say, what you gonna get next, man? I probably going after Blue Beetle books. So that'd be, that's a little bit more cash you got to spend too.
Yeah. And keep in mind, a lot of those early Blue Beetle books have E.C. Stoner covers.
Yeah.
Another early Black African American artist. Matter of fact, I think even predates or early before Matt Baker. He didn't get a lot of the same love as Matt Baker. Because he did kind of more superhero stuff and some other things he did. He didn't really get into like some of that good girl art and romance stuff, kind of at the same level of Matt Baker. But a lot of those early Blue Beetle books, those Golden Age Blue Beetle books, E.C. Stoner did some of those covers.
Yep. So just trying to round up some other stuff, man, and have some fun, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for tuning in this evening, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you don't, for those coming in a little late, just hit the rewind and enjoy what we just showed you. All right, for Rico and myself, we are out.
This is Hialeah at Heroes Con NC. Check it out, Comic Hall Crew.